Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the House of Grim podcast. I'm Grim Grimes. My co-host, as always, is Dan Bob.
Yes, sir.
And today our special guest is Ryan Frostbite Kidwell.
What's up, guy?
Welcome.
What's up, man?
Welcome. Thank you for coming on, man.
Absolutely.
Now, for those of you who don't know Ryan Frostbite Kidwell, this man wrestled for the Michigan Wrestling Organization, MWO. How many years were you there for?
Oh, boy. I was there for 2 years initially, from 2000 to 2002, I believe. And then I was gone for about 4 years, came back for about another year or two. So probably off and on between 6 years.
6 years? All right.
What initially got you in wrestling?
Always wanted to do it, and then one of the co-workers of mine that I had worked with at the time knew the promoter of the MWO and hooked me up with him.
Okay. Nice. Now, who trained you to wrestle?
A little bit of the promoter hooked us up when we first got there. A little bit of training. Some of it was you kind of knew some of that stuff, but you don't really want to go in self-taught. Yeah. There's a lot more to it than that.
Kind of like muscle memory, basically. From watching it over the years, you kind of knew, like, the moves. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, you kind of knew the way the moves kind of went.
Yeah, for the most part, you know, but there's a lot to it that you don't really know.
Right.
Yeah. Like, there's actual technique to running the ropes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So you're saying it's always definitely good to go get some training, right?
For sure. And there are plenty of places in the state of Michigan where you can go to get trained.
Yeah, like, for the most part, what I know about right now is, like, Camp Justice. That's where I would recommend going as far as if you're wanting to, or anybody wants to get into wrestling. They even do things with kids, man, which is awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So does, like you guys were saying, PPW is another good one.
Yeah.
Now, you did also managing, and you played the part of, like, what would be, like, on TV, like the on-screen authority figure.
Yeah, I was the president and CEO.
All right. Now, did you find that more enjoyable than being in the ring, or?
I think the most enjoyable was probably when I did commentary.
Commentary? Okay.
Yes, that was the funnest. Mostly just because we spent all the time on the microphone trying to make each other laugh. Wasn't even so much, what was going on in the ring, but we were just trying to make everybody laugh.
Now, were you a heel commentator or babyface commentator?
Oh, heel. Heel was
only way to go.
It is. It truly is. Heel is the easiest position to play. Because you can't mess up.
That's true. They say anything to make people mad.
And that's so easy to do.
Fair enough. That's true. Yeah, I tried to get an interview with the promoter of Michigan Wrestling Organization, and we couldn't really lock it down for whatever reason. Maybe one day I'll be able to get him on. I'd love to ask him some questions.
Yeah.
Are you still in contact with any of them people by chance?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Another big one, John Campbell with IWE. Another big one that I get with Levi Blue. I believe the Hillbilly Redneck, he calls himself.
The Hillbilly Redneck.
Yeah. Another couple of great guys.
So IWE, what's that?
Imperial Wrestling Entertainment.
Okay.
I believe they wrestle out of Port Huron.
Out of Port Huron.
Northwest. Mount Pleasant, maybe.
Mount Pleasant? Okay. Gotcha. I know you've told me before you've wrestled Jack Price, and ladies and gentlemen, the man has a win over him.
Yeah. They might say I cheated to win with Apocalypse's help, but a win's a win.
A win's a win. The record book shows it as a win.
That's right.
Any other big names that you wrestled?
I can't really say that I wrestled, but I do know that Aaron Orion was in the company at one time with me.
Okay.
Another big name. Him and Jack Price did the Death Threat Army.
Death Threat Army?
Yep. Let me see, who else? There were quite a few guys that had rolled through. Dark Star Logan. Now he goes by the Dread King. He's down Detroit. I think that's MMW.
MMW.
Yeah, Truth Martini's there. Not sure what all the wrestling companies down there are.
Yeah, we're like discovering so many like indie like promotions. You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking about going to check out Chaos Wrestling here soon.
Yep.
I want to go play like as far as like Ohio, even like Indiana. Like I don't care, man. I'll drive. You know what I mean? Like
there's a lot of great.
Like I'm addicted to this, bro. Like it's just so it's awesome. It's like so beyond awesome that there's talent out there that's like like borderline NXT, AEW, like WWE ready, TNA ready. You know what I mean? Like some of the talent that I see at like Pure Pro Wrestling shows, bro. Like I could damn near see them on TV. You know what I mean?
That's exactly.
Of course, they would need to be polished a little bit more, but they're damn near there. You know what I mean?
That's what it is. It's the indie where NXT and TNA and for the lack of
which
that's where they steal their talent.
Yep.
I did see a partnership with NXT and TNA, by the way.
Yes, a
multi-year too. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, man. That's gonna open up so many new doors, man.
Oh yeah,
that's WWE helping TNA really stay afloat because
right.
Yeah.
Well, that's also depending on how the partnership works.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if TNA still have their creative going for their characters, great. Yeah. But if WWE comes in and tries to take over their creative, that's not necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, let them do their creative and, swap talent back and forth a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that way you get Joe Hendry in the Rumble.
Yep.
That'd be pretty awesome. That'd be pretty... I could see that happening, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I could see that happening. But, so... With the list of talent that you just named off, being involved with the MWO, why is it no longer in business?
I think, despite what everybody sees in front of the camera and in the ring, there's also a lot of backstage politics that happens. A lot of wrestlers vying for top spots over each other and other things more personal things behind the scenes, and I think at some point it just got to be too much for some of the higher ups, and eventually it just turned into forget it, we're done.
Which is sad, man, because like the endless possibilities, you know what I mean, at that.
It is. I know there has been talk of a reunion show. Jason Klaus still does a lot of stuff on the Lake Orion Public Access channel down there. Mm-hmm. They have they got a YouTube too. He's on there a lot.
Yeah, see, I found his channel, and I was intrigued, and that's when around the time that a few months back when I was we were corresponding with one another when we were trying to get him on the show or whatnot. But
yeah, we're still so new at that point, you know.
Yeah. So I mean,
We're just throwing lines out and seeing what would.
yeah, what would catch? You know what I mean? Because like we're so into this, and like first and foremost, man, it's in our heart. Like it's in our blood. Like we love this shit. You know what I mean? Like
I feel like there's like this negative stereotype that when people think of indie wrestling, you know what I'm saying?
or wrestling in general. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
wrestling in general, and but
wrestling's cool,
a
bro.
lot of times with like indie wrestling, people think, you know, like Jim Cornette always calls stuff like outlaw mud shows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
you
think
a lot.
it's this like, you know, death match all the time type shit. People throwing each other right onto concrete on their head. It's not.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. Them matches are fucking awesome too. You know what I mean?
They have their
But
place.
there's a time. Yeah, they have their place.
It's the
Now,
stereotype, but it's
but if
not
we're
all
gonna,
independent wrestling.
but say we book a show, right? Say Grim, the House of Grim podcast books a show, right? And it's gonna be nothing but death matches, right? We're gonna have exploding tables, barbed wire ropes. Like, I mean, we're going all out, right? It's gonna be an extreme, dangerous show. Come check it out. Like, you know what you're buying your ticket.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting. You know what I mean? You know that it's that mud show. You know what I mean? Like Jim Cornette says. You know what I mean? But if you buy tickets for like Pure Pro Wrestling or a show or any other indie show like
Frostbite was
Chaos.
gonna make a point there, bud.
Oh my bad. Go ahead.
That's just it. Yeah, I mean, you can have the explosive barbed wire and all that, but you're going to alienate. You're only going to get the demographic that wants that type of match.
For sure.
Because the person that's going to show up for a true wrestling match or a true sports entertainment match and want that storyline, they're not going to show up for that because they don't want the blood sport.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And
You know, and some
I
like
said,
that.
I feel like there's like that negative stereotype where people think independent wrestling, that's all it is, which it isn't. And that's the goal here, is to shine a light on what independent wrestling is and can be, and you know.
Right, like I want to show people like, especially like around our area, like for the audience, like the wrestling that we get to shine a light on, right? Like even the audience that we get to pan the camera around. I'm trying to show people out there that this is a good family event to come to for good quality entertainment. You'll be thrilled to come. Like the kids will have something to talk about Monday. You know what I mean, when they go to school with their buddies. You know, so I mean, you could actually go and have a good time. You know what I mean? It's something to do. It's something to do that's reasonably priced in the local area, Flint. You know, it's something to do to stay out of the street, or you know what I'm saying. Go buy a hot dog and take the family out to an indie show, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, great source of entertainment.
Oh,
Right, like you know, if you go to a WWE show, you know you're gonna easy break out a few $100s at the minimum. You know what I mean?
That's you for the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Right, but you know, you could, you know, typically get a few tickets. You know what I'm saying? Some food for probably around $100, $150. You know what I'm saying? Be able to take like 4 or 5 people out in your family. You know what I'm saying? And go check out Pure Pro Wrestling or Chaos or whatever indie shows you want to go see. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of times there's big names that are there. You know?
Yeah, and buy these guys merch.
Yeah,
there.
other merch, yeah.
Yeah, buy their merch, man.
He's got merch hanging up from PPW stars right now, right on his wall, right there. You know, like buy their merch, support them. Like,
yep,
we're
bought
trying
this one and that one.
Yep, we're trying to get like spotlight shine on these people. So we've got a couple interviews that'll be coming out soon, or probably before yours. We post yours. We got 2 in the bank. Just I gotta finish editing them and upload
Yeah, so
them.
by the time this one comes out, the other ones will already be out.
Yeah.
But even if they don't check them out, go back and check them out.
Yeah, go back and check them out.
And hit that like button.
Now, what are some some big names that inspired you?
That inspired me?
Yeah, like when because you watched wrestling. You were a wrestling fan.
Oh,
through.
I mean, for me myself, I'm not a big guy.
Yeah.
So of course, guys like Shawn Michaels that are around my size. I mean, I'm not a huge guy either, Shawn Michaels, but to see him excel and actually succeed in a big guy sport, that's what inspired me.
Yeah.
To see a little guy be able to do it. Rey Mysterio, to see these little guys actually succeed in a world dominated by this huge, big, jacked up guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, we can do it.
That's right.
If they first Goliath thing.
Yeah, I always say, my favorite wrestler of all time, Ric Flair. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Greatest wrestler of all time. Greatest in-ring performer. Greatest in-ring performer of all time. Probably Shawn Michaels.
Oh, yeah.
Because that man could go in the ring. And if you couldn't go, I felt bad for you because he's going to jump down, kick you. Move, damn it.
Dude, I was always wondering how he got that lazy eye problem. And, excuse me, I see that a video came out, and he was giving an interview or telling somebody how it happened. He was wrestling Kane, and basically when he came down on his back, by the time he felt something, it was like the muscle that holds your eye. He said it just kind of went like that, just kind of fell just a little bit. But I kind of have a problem with my eyes sometimes, man. Kind of get the Debo eye or whatever. I don't know. Need some glasses.
You got the biggie eye. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You got a little too much lube in the eye.
Hey now. Whoa. No diddy.
Oh. Now, did you? Ladies and gentlemen, me and Ryan Frostbite Kidwell here. We used to work together. I remember you saying that you used to tell people they could staple a $5 bill to your forehead as long as you got to keep it.
Yeah.
Did you actually do that in ring?
Nobody ever took me up on it. But yeah, I mean, it's something you can do. It's a cheap trick. You can make money.
I couldn't do it. I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, you're giving me ideas. I'm gonna go to work fucking Monday. I'll be all bam.
Yeah, it only
all bleeding.
Inflation, you gotta raise it to 100.
Count money though.
Probably go up to 20 now.
Yeah, 20. There you go.
But yeah.
Any hardcore matches you did or?
I was not a fan of hardcore wrestling. Funny enough, being a hardcore champion. But yeah, I won the title and lost it in all of a span of 5 seconds, I believe. Nice. So yeah, not a fan of hardcore wrestling.
All right.
It serves a purpose on the show, but I'm not a fan of it.
Gotcha. Any what all titles did you hold?
I was our hardcore title was the Extreme Championship.
Gotcha.
I was a 2-time Great Lakes champion, and that was about it. I never wrestled. I wrestled tag team, but never competed for the title. And the Michigan heavyweight title, I can't tell you how many times I wrestled for, but never won.
Gotcha.
So, are any other wrestling promotions did they end up taking over the titles, like the championships, or them involved in any other champions, like any other promotions?
I want to say Michigan Wrestling Organization did a collaboration with Big Money Incorporated, where wrestlers were flipping back and forth between the two, and the companies were kind of mashing together. I'm not really sure what exactly happened all there, but obviously Michigan Wrestling Organization won.
Right.
We did experience a surgence where Awesome Wrestling Alliance formed in the Michigan Wrestling Organization under Cody Leedy, and they took off for a while. They wound up taking all of our titles and converting them to their own AEW or AWA, for lack of better terms, since that was already a company. Their own AWA titles, with their colors and everything on them, until we took them back in that fight. And then there was the AWE or IWE versus MWO, but that wound up just working out into a giant partnership.
Gotcha.
Even there till the end.
Now,
I was just curious, like if if them titles were still around, like even though the company is no longer.
The titles are still around. I know who has all the titles. The promoter does. But as far as if they'll ever see the light of day again, that's completely going to be up to him.
Fair enough.
Well, I'd love to see them come back around.
Right.
I had a question, I lost it. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it was a good one too.
So, what year was it when you stopped wrestling?
Oh boy. The first time was, like I said, I think 2002. And then after that, it was off and on. But then it turned into just issues where I couldn't make the shows due to work.
So, I remember at the Dort Mall, there used to be a wrestling show that took place there. There was a ring inside that Dort Mall.
Mm-hmm.
Was that MWO or was that
I think that was PPW.
Okay.
And then after we... no, actually at the Dort Mall, we were there for a little while. And then, believe the owner of the mall's name is Terry. And him and Terry just wound up rubbing us the wrong way or said something that irritated the promoter. And next thing we knew, PPW was wrestling in there.
Okay. Gotcha.
PPW and the MWO really didn't get along too well.
No?
No.
I could see, I guess, like, because of the names like Pure Pro Wrestling and Michigan Wrestling Organization, but honestly, I'm just saying, you know what I mean, by the name,
It was a
territorial.
Yeah, it was a
territorial. But that's too bad that they, didn't get along. Because
what's his name?
The relationship that like me and Grimm got with some of their talent is just phenomenal.
Oh yeah, they're all a bunch of great guys.
Yeah, so
I couldn't say a bad word about any of them, including the promoter of PPW. He actually wrestled under the MWO for a short period of time.
Did he? Wow.
Before PPW formed.
Okay.
But like I said, great guy. I would never have a hard word to say about him. I never had a cross thing with anybody.
Let me ask, if you had the chance to get back into wrestling, maybe not in ring, but like creatively or something like that, or authority figure, that type of stuff, would you do it?
Or training,
yeah.
Not so much probably the training, but as far as behind the scenes, I found that a lot more enjoyable when I started doing that than I did being out in front. I would be hard pressed not to consider possibly doing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there looking for somebody, he's available. Reach out.
Booking.
Get him on your creative team. Come on. Maybe PPW, huh? We'll see. Maybe. Or some other indie promotion in the Michigan area.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only one that I'm probably on good terms with is IWE.
IWE.
Yeah.
IWE.
Yeah. John's a good.
The man's ready.
He's got my number. He knows how to get a hold of
Did you ever get injured in the ring at all?
Oh yeah, plenty of times. Matter of fact, I think my first tag match, my partner got speared through the ropes and broke his arm when he landed on the floor.
Oh wow, damn.
Have you ever worked for any big promotions? Like did any dark matches or anything?
No. I stayed with the MWO. I was one of those. I'm going to prove that I'm loyal to the company and never left. So.
Gotcha. Any like advice you would give somebody that's trying to get into wrestling? If
your heart's not in it, get out now, because you're never gonna make it anywhere.
That's the big one, man. That's what I hear a lot of wrestlers say.
Because if any doubt creeps into your mind, I got a family, I can't do this, just stop. Don't hurt yourself to continue on, because you're just gonna hurt yourself and hurt everybody else around you. Just get out.
Right.
So, that'd be about it. I mean, if you dedicated and you got the time to get yourself properly trained, and you can dedicate yourself to it, it's going to be phenomenal for you.
So, do you know about how long Michigan Wrestling Organization was formed? Like how long they were around?
Oh God! Before I joined, they were already established as a company. I don't remember what their name was, but Jason took over, and from my understanding, he wiped out the entire company of the roster because of the backstage politics. Started everything over from scratch, and when I came in, there were so many new guys. We were calling ourselves the United Wrestling Alliance or something like that. But I think it was UWA. Dan the Beast Severn out of Coldwater, his company was UWA. And pretty told us, you can't use that or I'm going to sue you. So then we became the Michigan Wrestling Alliance, or Michigan Wrestling Organization.
Gotcha. Dan,
but I mean, it was cool.
Big bully.
Yeah, well, at least Dan was cool about it and said, "Hey, stop using it before I do something."
Yeah, that's nice of him, I guess.
Yeah, but again, Dan's got a training school as well. Another phenomenal guy to go work train under.
Right, he was in WWE, you know.
Yep, and UFC.
Yeah,
among others.
Was he a UFC champion? Wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, so,
that's pretty awesome, dude.
He is a true badass out of Coldwater, Michigan.
And that was before the, UFC of today. That was like...
Yeah, that was the no holds bar, anything go.
Anything went, like, barely could get it on pay-per-view.
Yeah,
right. So. Like, thumb in the eye.
Yeah.
But...
Do you think MWO will ever come back around?
I don't think so. It sucks, but I don't think it will. I know there was talk of a reunion show, but it's going to be more of just a video package of the guys that were there from yesteryear talking about what it used to be.
All right.
Man, he does. You said he does like production work or whatever, YouTube stuff. He should make his own like whole documentary about the Michigan Wrestling Organization. You know what I'm saying?
That's pretty much what the reunion show was supposed to be, a documentary on the company with some of the past talent still coming up and talking about it.
I'd be down to watch that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, for sure.
So if it ever happens, you'll let me know. We'll watch it. Have you come back on? We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Shine a spotlight on it. You know, a little
For sure.
Michigan wrestling history.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like we just want to be fair with like wrestling in general. Like, you should like give everybody that we can an opportunity. You know what I mean, to talk about their wrestling or their show, or you know what I mean, where they want to go or where they come from. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like, you know, like wrestling in general, man. Like, I feel like it's America's pastime. You know what I mean? Like, it's
definitely one of the few American art forms that we've created. You know what I'm saying?
right. Like everybody knows wrestling.
Comic books, jazz, wrestling.
No, we came.
Those are the American art forms, huh?
We came from Carney show.
Yeah, I know, but you don't get more American than Carney's.
Yeah, exactly. We've been around.
So.
So, when you were wrestling with that company, you guys travel a bunch of places, a bunch of different venues?
We tried to stay in Flint, but we did. I know we did a Zilwaukee show. We did travel out. I think at one point they did do a travel show down to Ohio.
Oh wow, nice.
But other than that, we tried to stay in the area.
Wonder how well the Ohio crowd was with a company that's Michigan Wrestling Organization.
I wasn't there at that show, so I can't exactly say, but I know the promoter, his heart was for all the best intention, but he was very much didn't want to step on any other promoter's toes and wander into their territory.
Yeah.
Anytime I messaged him, whenever we emailed one another, he seemed like a pretty cool dude. You know what I'm saying?
Very, very down to earth. Very.
I mean, I honestly don't know him to have a complaint. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Or anything, or even an opinion of him. You know, we only had a few correspondence with one another. You know what I mean? Through emails or whatnot, and yeah, he seemed like an alright dude though. So
my biggest complaint with the poor guy is he is extremely hard to get a hold of. That would be about the worst thing I could say about him.
yeah, man.
But
Well, before we end here, I want to get you said Mount Rushmore, so I gotta get it from you. What's your wrestling Mount Rushmore?
Shawn Michaels,
Shawn Michaels,
Ric Flair, Bret Hart, and the fourth one
Bill Goldberg. No, I'm just
God. It would have to be a toss-up, but I'm leaning more towards Kurt Angle. But it could also be Chris Benoit.
Okay.
That's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
However, Chris Benoit has to go with his in-ring work, not his out-of-ring work.
Yeah.
Because I have no sympathy for the poor man.
Yeah. But that's a pretty good list. I mean, Kurt, man, he could go, and he is funny. He could go in the ring, and on the mic he was good. Like that man, he had it. So
that man was a beast.
Yeah. Like him being in TNA got me to tune into TNA. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
What the hell is old Kurt Angle doing?
Yep.
The good old Perk Angle days. So. But thank you for coming on, man. We'll have to have you on again. Anytime you want to come on, just reach out. You know what I'm saying? We'll have you on.
For sure. Anytime you guys need here.
Oh yeah, like we talk about, we cover WWE too. You know what I'm saying? We talk about them. So,
wrestling.
We just uploaded a review of the first Raw on Netflix. Our third member of the House of Grim podcast, our wise man, Slender Man. He was actually in attendance at that show.
Oh, okay.
He got us some fan footage and all that good stuff. So
all right.
It was pretty awesome. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is the House of Grim podcast, and you'll be entertained. Yeah. What's happening, brother? This is Grim Grimes of the House of Grim podcast. You find yourself in the Genesee County area, car broke down, got the blues, don't want to beat your feet on the pavement? Well, bust out your little cellular device and dial up Miles Towing from the Clio area.
Wait a damn Bob minute, Grim. You gotta tell him the phone number. Call Miles Towing, 810-241-0741.
And you'll be towed. Yeah.